Hello everyone, welcome to this week's vlog. And today I want to talk about something that's very important to many practitioners, and it's actually a question I get a lot. And in fact, I got it earlier this week. And I felt the vlog was the perfect time to talk about it. So I decided to go ahead and push what I was going to talk about over and discuss this. And that is subtlety in how to practice, or practicing while you're still in the closet, as some people say, or in the broom closet, or unable to practice openly. Many of us, for different reasons, may have to practice our craft, our magic, in a way that other people can't tell. Now, of course, there's many types of subtle magic that you can do out in public. That's fine. But no, this is more focused on what do you do if you're in a household where either your family, your roommates, or something like that isn't necessarily open to it, and you're trying to avoid the strife and the difficulties that it could cause there. Because there's many cases where there is an issue with the roommate, but you're not really able to move out or something just yet, or it may take time. So a lot of people do worry about this. Or if it comes to family, well, family's family. You got to find a workaround usually. And that is understandable. Now, a lot of people will take up the ideology that, well, screw them, it's your practice, do what you want. And that is valid. But let's remember, many of us actually want to avoid the conflict and or love our family, so that we don't want to start a conflict because of that. Also, there is the concept of respecting and honoring a parent's house. No matter how much we may think otherwise when we are younger, we don't own the house. We are staying there because they allow us to. We do not have a right and a privilege to do what we want with their house. And believe me, I'm guilty of those thoughts from time to time back in my day. But it is a simple fact that it is good to honor and respect the parent's house and the rules that they wish to abide by in that house. That's one of the whole reasons you get out and do your thing. Myself, I actually did. I attempted to respect my mom's rules in her house to the best of my ability. And because of that, I did move out as soon as possible. Actually, as soon as I graduated high school. It was an emotional time for her. I was moving out and all that. But at the same time, it was the best move for both of us. And both of us have done very well with it. And we have a good relationship to this day. Now, with all that said, what do you do in this case? Now, a lot of people, when we think of magic, we immediately think of the altars. We think about the candles. We think about the statues. We think about the ritual circles, the ritual setups. All these massive things. And I apologize for the noise. Hopefully they'll quit that soon. And because of this, it becomes very visually obvious of what you're doing when you're doing it. So, the first thing I teach my students when it comes to practicing subtly is, when it comes to your notes and your journals and everything, put that on a cloud drive. Something that, whether it's on your laptop, whether it's on your phone, you're actually saving it to something that's off the device. And make sure your phone or your laptop is, of course, password protected as well. So it makes it much harder for someone to just stumble in on it. Now, if you leave your phone unlocked and you leave the document open, or the same thing with your laptop, and they find it, that's on you. A lot of people's like, they shouldn't be reading my stuff. They shouldn't, but if it's open and left open for public eyes or prying eyes, is what it is. So you have to be the first line of defense when it comes to journals and notations. And though we may not like digital journals, I know myself, I prefer a physical journal as opposed to a digital record, but at the same time, I do keep a lot of digital records for my travels, and anytime I am back home, my mom doesn't particularly want me practicing when I'm in her house, So anytime I'm doing work or notations, it will be on a laptop. But then we get into magic and rituals. Well, how do I light candles? How do I light incense? How do I cast a circle for those who practice dragon magic? How do I do the dragon's flame ritual and them not notice? Meditation and trance are two of your most powerful friends here, because these are two things that you can sneak by anywhere. Even when I was in the church, they called it prayer and meditation. So you could sit down, you could be praying silently or meditating, and no one would think twice about it. You just say, I'm going to go do some prayer and meditation. No one will ask you a question. However, how one prays and how one meditates is completely up to them. So instead of the generic classical kneel by the bed, hands together, even when I was in church, my prayers were always done in a sitting meditative position. It was more comfortable for me. So when I moved over to meditation and trance work, I used the same position. And this is exactly what I teach my students. You start using that terminology and you start using trance work. Then go to this channel here. We got an intro to meditation and trance work. We also have an introduction to building an astral sanctum. This right here is your game changer. Hands down, your game changer. The astral sanctum is a place that you can construct, and if you can imagine it and you can construct it during your meditation and trance work, you're solid, okay? And that place is as real and tangible magically as your room, as your altar, anywhere. Which means you can literally build your ritual space, your altars there. And you have unlimited room and resources because you're creating it as you go. And the magic and the rituals still work. They still work. So this allows you to be able to sit down and meditate and do your prayer and meditation to where no one's going to question what you're doing. You don't need candles. You don't need incense. You don't need any extra baubles or bits. And you can easily go ahead and do your ritual works right there in your bedroom, sitting on your bed, sitting in a chair, whatever you want. I actually know one individual, they actually do all their ritual work in their astral sanctum while standing in the shower. So, I mean, if you can manage that, that's a great way. Or taking a bath, I think would be slightly easier to do it for me personally. But all these things can be done. And it's a very easy way to practice. And you're really not limited in any way. Anything that you can do here in the physical to practice, you could actually do there. And many magicians actually would argue that learning to do magic in your astral sanctum is stronger and more beneficial to you than here in the physical. Because here in the physical, people get caught on that, I need this particular herb, I need this particular incense, or I can't do this particular spell. That's taking your power away, because you're giving that power away in essence, because you can't do something if you don't have something. With this technique, you're learning to do it no matter what. Anytime, any place, you have what you need to manifest a spell and begin to develop it. And that's one reason that the Dragon Magic 101 course actually does utilize the astral sanctum so much. The dragons want you to have that ability to harness and manifest anytime. And this can be utilized with anything, including candle magic. You would essentially go to your astral sanctum, you would set up, you'd place the candle you need, you'd do everything exactly as you would. You'd go through all the steps that you would in the physical, light the candle, do the entire spell working right there. And when you're done, you leave your astral sanctum, you come out of your meditation, you go about your day. No one would even know what you were doing there. This is the best way to do it. And meditation, like I said, is acceptable across the board. Even atheists understand meditation can be relaxing, it can relieve stress, it can clear the mind. As long as you don't tell them you're doing ritual work or spell work, no one will ever know. And this is something that you can easily do. Take up a meditation practice. You can even refer to it that way. Just find a terminology that'll work. At the same time, let's say that they still find meditation weird. Okay. Do your workings at night when you go to bed. Tell them you're going to bed. Go in your room. Shut out your lights like you're going to bed. And do your meditation in your astral sanctum then, because now your room's closed off. Everything's quiet. No one's paying attention. You can do it then. Your other options, should you share a room? Let's say you do share a room with someone. Or you have one of those roommates or family that like to barge in and tell you stuff. Though I don't recommend meditation while lying down, this is a great time when you could do it, because if you're already laying down, situated in your bed, when they open the door, oh, the jets are flying. Sorry about that. It's just a noisy day today. They're not going to think anything about it. You told them you was going to bed, you're laying down in the bed, but you are doing your ritual work. So these are the ways that you can honestly practice and go about your practice and grow in your practice perfectly with no hindrances, regardless of your living situation. And they are massively powerful. So if any of you out there are in this situation where you do need to practice subtly, you can't necessarily practice fully openly, and you are wanting to practice, you are wanting to progress, you're not wanting to put it off, this is exactly how I would do it, hands down. And honestly, I use these methods even today, and I am able to practice openly, but there is something truly powerful about being able to work in your astral sanctum that just cannot be replaced on the physical. It really cannot. So, with that said, I hope this helps you out some. And for those who have been hesitating and trying to get started because of this problem, use this and get started. Start making those changes in your life you want to see. Remember, we do have live streams Friday and Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us. We'd love to see you. We do have a Discord. There's a link in the About section. We do now have a membership to the channel for people who want to support the channel. It's not a requirement. The channel's still going to be here. It's still going to be free. The information's still going to be free. But if you want to support us in the work we do and help us continue to bring this content to the seekers, feel free to sign up down below at the join button. Pick the tier that has the perks you like and also matches the support you'd like to give. And if you are interested in taking more in-depth classes, do remember at workingdragonmystic.com, we do have online courses that cover arcane sight. We have a deep dive meditation course with a lot of path workings and stuff available in it. We also have full courses on Dragon Magic 101 and Dragon Magic 102, with more courses planned and coming in the future. Now, with that said, everyone, I'm going to go ahead, get off here, get this video uploaded, and I got a lot of work to do around the house this week. And enjoy the nice warm weather that's setting in. We're getting ready for midsummer coming up. Until next time, take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.